Hello everyone and welcome to a tournament report a bit from the other side of the fence. Because last Sunday, the 16th of June, I organized the first ever Warhammer Underworlds tournament over at my local club, the Tin Soldiers of Antwerp. I had this planned from before COVID hit, so it's been a while, and now that life has settled down, I found time and motivation to do as such, with the chosen format being Rivals. Using T3 to sign up, 8 players gathered to explore the depths of the Under-Ekeren and vie for glory. They would also all get one of those participation tokens you see here, and I managed to source some prize support for the winner, the best painted warband, and the band with the least glory points, so the guy at the bottom. I had mementos as you can see, and we were ready to go. As a tournament organizer, I didn't know beforehand if I would be needed to play in the event. And as such, I went for the most recent of warbands, the Skinnerkin from Wintermaw, whom due to circumstances hadn't been played before in the 3 weeks between finishing them like a madman and the event itself. I had no illusions anyway to hold on to my current first place on the T3 ranking, and this would be an easy to play warband, allowing me to focus on running the event instead of being busy trying to reach the top spots. Was I required to play? Yes, and that way we were with 8 people. The event itself then, enough of my blabbering. For the participants we had as such myself with the Skinnerkin. We had Nico, who we can see here with his Storm of Celestus. Also joining us Michael, bringing the Eyes of the Nine with Hungering Parasite. I was a bit amazed at both the combo and the fact that the eyes made their appearance. Then we had Vincent with the Starblood Stalkers. Always trust your lizardman. Then we had Philip with his Sons of Velmont. I love the models of the band. Johan with Grizel's Aranai fielding the Breakneck Slaughter, so expect some heavy aggro there. Then we had Peter with Zandara's Gravebreakers, a warband I really hate by the way, to play against. They're just good, but I just can't find an answer to that band, even more difficult than to Ephelims. Then we had Wouter with his colorful yellow Grishnax Looncourt. And that led to the first round and the following pairings and result. Johan loses to Wouter with a staggering 2-16. Myself, I won from Vincent 11-6. Michael wins from Nico 13-7. And Peter wins from Philip 16-11. So in this first round, due to circumstances of the past weeks, I had as such to face the Starblood Stalkers without any experience of my band and deck, yet somehow I did manage to pull off an 11-6 win, mainly thanks to some lucky hits, which quickly took down his Saurus Warrior. So we went to round number 2 and the following matches were paired and fought out. Wouter wins from Peter 13-11. I won from Michael 14-12. Vincent loses to Nico 11-14, while Philip wins from Johan 13-10. Now in this last match, I believe Johan was like 7 points in the lead before the last round, and well, Philip just overtook him like a rocket. Facing myself, who had brought the Hungering Parasite's Eye of the Nine, this was certainly a matchup, or a warband at least, that I hadn't faced in a very long time. I think last time I was with Zarbak's Gits in 2020, but unfortunately for them, the eyes aren't on par with Ephelim. And as he scored not that simple, my band was just a bit more consistent, and a 14-12 victory went into the books for the Skinnerkin. That probably was a cookbook. So after these 2 rounds, we had a short break for lunch with the hot dogs, while the other attendees in the venue, aka the players of the Old World, they had a 6-man small battle day going on there, and the bar crew got to cast their votes. So I selected people not playing in the tournament to, avoid even the slightest chance of friendly politics. And then brought us to the following result as the painting competition, or best painted warbands. Maybe I should have went for the friendly results, because I myself dropped at bottom in 8th place. Wouter was 7th, Peter was 5, together with Johan. Then we had Michael on 4, 3 on Vincent, Nico on 2, and the winner of the painting competition was Philip with his Sons of Velmont. So he received a Ripas Snarfang Warband box for winning the Best Painted Warband prize. So with all that taken care of, it was time to polish the blades once more and spit on the dice as we went into round 3. I myself won against Wouter, who was at that moment in the lead with 14-10. Peter wins from Michael 14-13, so that was a very close one. Philip wins from Nico 10-9, and Vincent wins from Johan 17-14, the 17 being at that moment the highest score in the tournament, for no other reason except for just mentioning it here. Joined in the lead with Wouter, this was one of those games where things went smoothly actually. Even though my warband was reduced to only Miss Tenderhook, the scoring kept going solid and I managed to put down the 14-10 wins against a horde of Gits. And that brought us to the final round, where no less than 4 players were still in the running for the victory of the tournament. With me in the lead with 9 points and trailed by 3 players with 6 points. The other 4 all had a chance to enter dead last, so everything was still to play for. So I went to the finals against Peter and Zandara's Gravebreakers and I was defeated 19-16. So that's an immensely high score for a rivals game, 35 glory on the table. And Peter scored the most of all by, scoring 19. Before he went into his last end phase, I was 15-16 in the lead, but he could score 4 points and he took such the victory in the tournament. As you will see later on, a draw or a win on my side would have caused me to win my own tournament, so that would be a bit lame. Wouter wins from Philip 17-10. Vincent draws with Michael on a 13-13, and Nico wins from Johan 12-11. So there we have it. I was battling for the win, and like in Halle, Peter was my opponent. But now the pressure was on me. Even though I had the points lead, I needed to draw or win once again, because Peter had already scored more glory than me, so even with a loss on his tally. I managed to score my personal best of 16 points, but it still was not to be, as on that I went all the way up to 19, wiping out my whole warband. Key was both Cedric, twice in a row, and Cretch missing the attacks that would have taken down all his zombies, and would have allowed me to take on the lovers, because then he would have been at halfway round 2 without any of the zombies, and now he could just bring them all back. Not helped by a play mistake that I didn't pay attention to an upgrade on Cretch that reduced his damage by 1, so he would have stayed on the table, but oh well, that happens. So when the dust settled, 3 players came to a total of 9 points, meaning the glory points would have to bring the decision. In this, Peter scored the most, followed by Water, who was 3 points behind him, and I was myself third place, trailing Peter by 5 points. So the full result in 8th place was Johan, who then as such received a set of Wormspat dice, because he obviously needed better dice. Then we had Vincent, Michael was in 6, Philip was in 5, Nico was in 4, I myself was 3rd, Wouter was 2nd, and Peter won the tournament. Well, with Johan the case was simple, his dice failed, he didn't roll any dodges, damage came in, elf ladies die fast. But it was Peter who took the main prize home in the form of a Dire Chasm core box, and as he told later, his very first tournament win ever after a train of 2nd and 3rd places. A bit like it was with me in Halle. Well deserved, as he piloted the Zandara's Gravebreakers very solidly the past weeks, and it paid dividends. I want to thank all that came along for a great day and making it worth my effort to organize this little event. I've been talking with Johan, the Halle organizer, and we aim to do 1 tournament for each season, with spring and autumn taking place in Halle and summer and winter will be in Antwerp. Peter is already thinking of running one himself, and of course TSA is happy to have the clubhouse used as a venue, as all present were impressed by our little wooden clubhouse, the space and the parking it offers for games. Special thanks for everyone for the additional pictures I could use in this report, as between paperwork and playing, picture rounds weren't that easy to do, and to Heike and Karen to make sure all our throats were kept moist and our bellies filled. So that's it for the first Underworlds tournament run at the TSA clubhouse. We will be back, it was great fun, and thanks to you all for listening. Bye bye!